Welcome to Diplomacy Today, a podcast series by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Today we are honored to have with us Ambassador Moin Haque, Pakistan's former ambassador to China. Ambassador Moin Haque has had a distinguished 36-year-long career with the Foreign Service of Pakistan, and he has recently returned to Pakistan. Today we will be talking to him about his time as Ambassador of Pakistan in China, his impressions about Chinese people and society, and his views about Pakistan-China relations. Ambassador Moin, welcome.
Thank you, Mumtaz. Thank you so much for having me on Public Diplomacy. And I'm privileged to be one of the first ambassadors you are having me here.
Ambassador Moin, you have recently returned from China and have successfully completed your service in the Foreign Service of Pakistan, 36 years of service. How was your career, and would you like to share your experience as a Pakistani diplomat?
Thank you, Mumtaz. It has been exceptional, 36 years of my life which I've spent in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. A singular honor for me. Special privilege for me to be part of this Foreign Service fraternity, to be part of this prime national security institution of Pakistan. You know, I've served, like you, all our diplomats in the ministry in various capacities and desks, and also in various missions abroad, in bilateral mission, in multilateral missions, in consulates as well. Wherever I have gone, I feel special. To represent Pakistan abroad, I think it's a privilege and an honor which very few of us have. So to be part of that, I thank Allah Almighty who have given this opportunity. To be abroad, to work for the national interest, safeguarding our sovereignty, our territorial integrity, to be the first line of defense for our country, to promote its economic interests, exports, bilateral trade, to build linkages, connectivity, defense cooperation. We talked about education and cultural cooperation, and to serve our community. It's a package that I think very few of people could have. So, no regrets. It's if I have to do it again, I will do it happily.
Okay. So you will be back in 1980s making the same decision?
Same decision.
Wonderful.
I always wanted to be in Foreign Service, and I thank Almighty and of course my government who has always supported me, this ministry that have always supported. What I am today, I'm a very accomplished, I would say, in a humble way, what I have accomplished, it is because of this institution. It is because of my colleagues, my seniors, and my colleagues who have given me so much.
And the service has really recognized you, and you have been our ambassador in France, you have been our ambassador in China, two very important missions. So that is a reflection on the confidence that the system has.
I tell my younger colleagues, Mumtaz, that your only sifarish is your work. And this institution recognizes that.
I agree with that.
You don't have to go outside to bring some references. Your work is your reference.
That's
and you
true.
will be recognized there.
That's
so
true.
This is the institution. I'm so proud of it.
Ambassador, you have recently returned from China, and Chinese society and civilization has fascinated people around the world for generations. How did you find the Chinese society and Chinese people, and how was the experience serving as a Pakistani diplomat in China.
Yes, Mumtaz, my assignment in China was very special. It's truly an honor to be appointed as Pakistan's ambassador to this great country and a great friend of Pakistan. So from the moment I arrived in China, I was made to feel special there by the people, by the officials there. Wherever I go, when I used to tell them that I'm from Pakistan, there would be a smile in their face. There would be a special affection shown and respect shown to me as Pakistan diplomat. That's the kind of relationship that we have. China, of course, you know, you have served in China yourself, is a great civilization. 3 to 4,000 million spread over continued history. It's a unique history. The people of China are very hardworking, as you know, very disciplined, united. And today's China's progress, China's success in various fields is because of this great civilization, values that they have imbibed in themselves of hardworking and discipline. I traveled a lot in China, extensive traveling from almost, I think I have out of 30 plus their administrative units, provinces, municipalities, and I have traveled to 28, more than 50 cities. 28. And more than 50 cities. Wow. Even I went recently.
And in 3 years?
In 3 years and during the COVID time.
Okay.
So as I'm saying that wherever I have been, from small village to a town to a county, it has been a special welcome for a Pakistani ambassador. You know the expression "Batiye," which means iron brother.
Iron brothers.
And this expression is only reserved for Pakistan.
That's
and
very
so
special.
touching and so heartwarming.
That's very special. You mentioned COVID-19, and that was a hard time for everyone around the world, including for diplomats who were stationed abroad. How was the experience working at a time when there was pandemic? Did it affect the day-to-day work of our diplomats and our embassy in China?
It was, I think, COVID-19 pandemic was a challenging time for all of us. Small country, big country. We all had to face this pandemic. When I arrived in China in August 2020, China has already overcome COVID. What they call people's battle against COVID. They have won that. In the 2 years' time when it started from Wuhan, after the two months lockdown in Wuhan, they have completely eliminated COVID from China. So I arrived at a time when China was the most safest country in the world as far as COVID pandemic is concerned. So I had to travel. Of course, I took this opportunity to travel around. Chinese, as you know, they are very methodical, very disciplined. So all the protocols, safety protocols, measures were in place. And we took them in stride because they were for our own safety. And of course, because of these travel restrictions, the kind of engagement that we used to have with China was not there. But still, despite that, because it's such an important relationship, I had to quarantine Mumtaz for 13 times.
Wow. How many days per quarantine?
This is about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Per
quarantine, 2 weeks.
Okay.
So this is without going out of China. So that means that many delegations came to China at that time. When you come into contact with them, they go back to their countries and we have to quarantine. But that was worth it because our relationship is such an important relationship that you can't wait for a high level. 2 prime ministerial visits, I think 5 foreign minister visits took place during that time. So it was, I think, a very, very good time. Of course, when 2022 came, you know, Shanghai happened, then Beijing also, it started to spread again, so there was more restrictions. But overall, it was a great experience.
Ambassador, when we speak about Pakistan-China relationship, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor stands out as a symbol of this relationship. This year we are celebrating 10 years of CPEC. How do you see this journey of 10 years? And do you think it is a special project? Do you think it has achieved what it intended to achieve when we started this journey 10 years ago?
Yes, as you mentioned, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a special project. I fully believe in that. I also believe that it is the flagship project of BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative, the most important corridor out of the 5 corridors of BRI. It is also, they say that it's a game changer for Pakistan, a transformational project for Pakistan economy. I also believe in that. Why? Because if you look at the last 10 years of CPEC journey and the achievements that it's achieved, the figures are there, the statistics are there. More than 8,000 megawatt of electricity, new electricity has been put into Pakistan national grid. The new highways and motorways have been built. Close to direct and indirect 200,000 new jobs have been created. So what does it mean for the country like Pakistan, a developing country? It has connected the remote areas of Pakistan. It has given them improved livelihoods to our people, poor people, and jobs. So it has contributed to Pakistan's own national agenda of socio-economic development. I think the kind of base that have been set in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of energy, and in terms of Gwadar port, which is a crown jewel, it's a very important port. The base is set for the next decade of CPEC. Okay. So I have full belief in it, and of course, we as a Pakistanis have to be committed. As a nationally, there has to be a national consensus on this project, and we have to take it forward.
Thank you. You have explained very clearly about the advantages of CPEC and the confidence that you have about its future. At the same time, Ambassador, there has been some criticism around CPEC related to debt burden and dependency syndrome. Do you think this criticism is justified?
No, I don't think so, Mumtaz, not at all. Because Belt and Road Initiative, today there are more than 150 countries who are member and partners of Belt and Road Initiative. So this has worldwide appeal. If it has been dependency, of course, or debt trap issues involved in this project, these countries would not have been part of it. And take the example of CPEC also. As I mentioned to you, it has been a very transformative project for our own socio-economic development. The projects which were conceived as part of BRI or as a CPEC was for the benefit of the member countries. It is our own duty also, I think, how we approach these projects, how we take benefit from these projects, how we conceive, implement these projects. CPEC or BRI is not a one-way street. It has to be done two-way. There has to be a win-win cooperation, as they say about a Belt and Road Initiative. So I don't think that there is this criticism is warranted or justified. Look, the next step which the China took as part of the broader concept of this humanity, the humanity with shared future of President Xi Jinping. The next step was GDI, the Global Development Initiative. Pakistan is the first partner country in that initiative. And what is it about? It is about supporting the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, health, education, connectivity, poverty. And our partnership with China is about that. So this is in our own interest, how we look at this project and how we, as a whole of the government approach, whole of the society approach, we develop it as we move forward.
And the projects which are eventually included in CPEC are jointly agreed by the two countries.
Are jointly agreed project.
And these are proposed by Pakistan.
Exactly. There is a joint coordination committee which meets every year. There have been 13 sessions already of those. And all those projects which come from Pakistan are discussed and then and approved by that committee.
There are some issues and security concerns about CPEC projects and Chinese workers in Pakistan, and there have been some terrorist incidents as well. So how has the government of Pakistan reassured the Chinese on their safety and security? And more importantly, have they been reassured?
Yes, Mumtaz, as a Pakistani and as a Pakistani diplomat, as an ambassador, I think it is quite embarrassing for all of us that these terrorist incidents happened on our soil where very precious lives of our Chinese friends were lost. So we are to be honest, I would say we are embarrassed on that all the people, Chinese, have to suffer these terrible losses in Pakistan. We are, as a government, as a nation, as a state, we are committed to providing full security to the Chinese nationals. As you know, that we have raised 2 army divisions, especially to protect CPEC. And now we have extended it to non-CPEC projects as well. Of course, Chinese acknowledge that, the sacrifices that Pakistanis has made in the war in terror, because we have all suffered in this region because of that, and Chinese understand that. So we will be given a national commitment to for the safety of Chinese institutions, interests, and personnel in Pakistan.
Now, coming to the Khunjerab border between Pakistan and China, this is an important border, yet it remains closed several months a year. And recently there has been a decision to keep it operational throughout the year. So what are the impediments in doing so, and how quickly can we implement this understanding?
It's a very important border, Mumtaz, the only land route between China and Pakistan. And as you know that in the 60s and 70s, we built this legendary Karakoram highway, which goes through this region, the very difficult mountainous region of Pakistan, and to Khunjerab border. Since I went to China, Beijing, it was the endeavor of my team that we do something to make this border fully functional throughout the year, because we think that the trade that between our 2 countries, China is our largest trading partner, has to come through this route, because we have been talking too much about this route, which is the shortest route, which is the quickest route in terms of to have more economic way of transportation and connectivity. So if you can't make it open all year round, then that objective is lost. So I'm very happy that this time when Prime Minister Haque came, our proposal was agreed by the Chinese side, and we announced it in the joint statement also. Look, now the decision has been taken, but we have to work both sides, especially Pakistan. I told the Prime Minister also, and he is very kind that he agreed to form a joint working group of the all stakeholders to work on this project to make it viable, because it's a very challenging terrain. The weather is very also challenging. 4 or 5 months you have snowfall. So you have to work around these challenges to see how we can make it operational all year round. And secondly, on the border, we have to make modern infrastructure for customs, for logistics, for warehousing, to realize the potential of the trade between our 2 countries. So the work is going on, and we hope that in the months to come, there will be some good news.
Okay, let's wait for those good news. Coming to people-to-people contacts, there's a large number of Pakistani students, perhaps 25,000 or so, who study in China. What does our embassy do to engage with them and to make them a bridge between Pakistan and China so that they can serve as the real ambassadors of Pakistan?
Education has been a very important element of China-Pakistan relation in the recent years. You were there, and I know that at that time this cooperation between our 2 sides started very, very robustly. 25,000, you're very right. It's the largest destination for Pakistan students now. We are the 3rd in number after Korea and Thailand. Pakistan is the 3rd largest student population. And we, embassy, of course, traditionally always engage with them. We have annual dinners. When the new students come, they are invited to the embassy to have an interaction with them. And we have periodic interaction. The ambassadors, when I go to different provinces, so one of my important agenda is to meet with those Pakistani students based there. Though due to the COVID, that interaction has been minimal. But what we did, Mumtaz, that we have just launched a year ago a portal for Pakistani students and professionals.
Mm-hmm.
So on that portal, they can connect, they can have chat rooms, they can talk to each other and share their achievements, their research papers, and also a very important part of the portal is to make their own CVs. So those CVs can be attracted or can be seen by the employers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very happy that 2 or 3 students who have put their CVs on that portal got their jobs through that platform.
And it is accessible to the Chinese employers or Pakistani employers?
Chinese, Pakistanis, both, because it's online. It's an online portal.
So if I wish to access that portal, I can do that?
You can do that. You can do that accessible.
Okay.
So you can have that data. It's about the registration is more than 1,000 students and professionals who have registered, and the biodata of I think 100.
Very interesting.
So this is where we are trying to give them some space where they can connect with each other and also help them in their professional life also. And also we try to connect them to Chinese companies working here. So we feel that when they are doing their PhDs, their master's programs, when they come back, they can find good jobs with those Chinese, because most of them speaks Chinese also.
Mm-hmm.
And they can be a very good ambassador, not only working in China, but also when they come back to Pakistan.
Very interesting. My last question. China is a rising power. It is the second biggest economy in the world. It is a permanent member of the Security Council. It is expanding its diplomatic footprint. It's developing partnerships with countries around the world. So in this rising China and our age-old friendship with China, in that context, how do you see the future of Pakistan-China relations?
Yeah, you very rightly described the China's rise and economic power. I would say it's already a power, major power in the world, politically, economically, socially, and culturally. And we are so glad that this great country is Pakistan's closest friend. China is also now, because of its economic rise, economic power, it has also now being very much involved in some hot spots issues and political issues. Iran, Saudi Arabia rapprochement is one recent example, and recently they also hosted OIC ministerial delegation for the Palestinian cause also. So as I look forward, I think there is a great potential for taking this already a great relationship to open a new chapter in our relationship. We are already working on, I can't say most of the things here, but we are already working on a long-term strategic partnership plan in which we will cover all aspects of our relationship. And for us in Pakistan, I think I would say 2-3 things which I would hope that the government can focus on. China next door, our major problem is economic security. Mm-hmm. So I think China, and I also believe that our relationship with China is directly linked with Pakistan's national security. So when I say that, I say with conviction, economic security becomes a very important part of it. Mm-hmm. So this country of 1.4 billion market next door is the key to bring Pakistan out of its economic challenges. For example, exports. Our major problem for many, many years have been our dismal performance in exports. Mm-hmm. So China being our largest trading partner, now recently we had signed 4 or 5 very key protocols, breakthroughs of boiled meat, mostly agriculture and livestock project. Right? Multi-billion market has been opened for Pakistan. Now it is our own duty, responsibility, how we can cash this opportunity, how we can build our capacities to meet the big demand of Chinese market. And it is already there, next door, waiting for us. So I think the next steps that our government can take would be this. They should focus on this. The Chinese are very keen to help Pakistan because whenever they say that we support your sovereignty, national integrity, and your economic security. So Chinese are very keen to help Pakistan to go this path. And of course, CPEC, we already talked about it. Let me tell you that the CPEC's next phase, after the 10 years success, is very important. And that is about industrialization. Because if we want to achieve economic security, it will not happen without industrialization. You cannot have the capacities to export more to the outside world. So industrialization is key, and it's a very important part of the next phase. Agriculture. Pakistan is already a strong agriculture country, but we have not upgraded it. We have not modernized it. So China has done that. Let's learn from their model, their experience. We are doing it. Of course, agriculture is part of CPEC also. And finally, IT, information technology. China is now a leading country in the world in artificial intelligence, robotics, big data, electronic vehicles, and e-commerce. And Pakistan should benefit from Chinese prowess and what Chinese achieve in that. We have set the base. There are many good initiatives which have already been taken, MOUs which have been signed. All we need to do is, Mumtaz, follow up.
Follow up. That's the challenge for every bureaucracy, including ours. So thank you very much, Ambassador. This has been a very illuminating conversation. And thank you for sparing time for us and discussing with us the present and future of Pakistan-China relations. And we hope you would come and join us in future as well.
Thank you, Mumtaz. Very happy to be here. Very honored. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for joining us for Diplomacy Today, a podcast series by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We are joined by former diplomats, officials, and senior academia, where we discuss foreign policy and diplomacy-related issues. And today, we were honored to have with us Ambassador Moin, and we are grateful that he joined us. Thank you very much.